Joe Biden's highly touted Big Boy press conference was a big ol' disaster, and now the Democrat Party's largest donors are holding back tens of millions of dollars until Biden gets out of the race. Here's how it all went down. After Joe Biden's infamous debate with Donald Trump, the White House decided to orchestrate a Big Boy press conference to show that he's still sharp. Maybe next, they'll let him stay up past 8 p.m.
Big boy press conference. Big boy press conference. A big boy press conference. Hold a press conference. A big boy press conference.
Press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it. The press conference, the big boy press conference. I think y'all are planning to have.
Gives his press conference, his big boy press conference.
I guess the White House marketing team thinks calling it a Big Boy press conference will reassure us about the president's age. Next up, they'll rebrand the Oval Office as the fun playroom. So this press conference happened at NATO, in front of other world leaders. No biggie. Well, Joe Biden accidentally introduced Zelensky as Putin at NATO. That's like confusing Batman with the Joker at a superhero convention. Take a close look at Zelensky's reaction.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway.
Nah, no big deal. The president introduced Zelensky as Putin. It's not like he's the leader of the free world and we're on the verge of World War III or anything. At least Biden didn't mix up his vice president with the guy he's running against. Oh, wait.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one.
In his defense, Joe Biden always said he would unify the country. I guess the president is just trying to unify the parties by merging them in his head. But somehow it gets even worse. In his press conference, Joe first said he's not ready to talk to Putin. Then, 50 seconds later, he said he's prepared to talk to any leader, including Putin. It looks like Joe Biden's ready for the next debate with himself.
Is Putin ready to talk? I'm not ready to talk to Putin. I'm prepared to talk to any leader who wants to talk, including if Putin called me and wanted to talk.
Joe, I think your internal monologue forgot to stay internal. But the most shocking part for me was when Biden mentioned that he's following the commander-in-chief and taking advice from the chief of staff of the military. I guess he's trying to cover all his imaginary bases.
I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief, the chief of staff of the military, as well as the Secretary of Defense and our intelligence people.
It's not a laughing matter, folks, because before we know it, Joe Biden is going to be taking advice from the President of the United Earth.
And today, we greet the President of United Earth.
So Joe Biden has a lot of tells. Whenever he loses his train of thought, he just says anyway to change the topic. It's like his brain has a built-in reset button.
Look, folks, this is anyway. In the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling into 15 time zones a week before. Anyway, I'm catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway, it wasn't about read what his objective is. And anyway, but then again, they're better than a lot of other people here too. But anyway.
At this rate, anyway might become his new campaign slogan. Another tell is when Joe Biden does his creepy whisper. I guess part of doing the big boy press conference is using your big boy voice.
You earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that. Okay. Thank you.
This ends tonight's press conference. Thanks, everybody.
You'll notice that Karine Jean-Pierre tried to end the press conference and get Joe Biden off stage. Well, Joe Biden decided to stay and take more questions, and, well, that didn't turn out so well for him.
Respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
Listen to him.
This concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I think I will listen to Donald Trump. Look, this press conference was a complete disaster for Joe Biden. Democrats are already trying to spin it. Oh, at least he did better than during the debate. Or, oh, at least he held it together for an hour. No, it doesn't matter. If we're holding our breath every time Joe Biden speaks in public, that is not a good thing. I'm too young to die, especially from hypoxia. And you know things have gotten really bad for Joe Biden when immediately after his press conference, even Rachel Maddow started to turn on him.
I think that what Nicole points out about the reality about polling numbers for incumbent presidents and the real history of that versus what President Biden said, which was not actually factually accurate as far as I can tell. That's worrying because it makes me worry that the president is being given information about his political standing that may not be based in reality, that may be sunnier than is real.
Look, there is literally only one good poll for Joe Biden right now, and that's the NPR PBS News Marist National Poll that came out this morning. This is one of the best polls in the country, and it shows Biden beating Trump by 2%. But there is only one problem for Joe. That poll measured register voters, not likely voters. Joe Biden is so obviously doomed, and that's why we've been getting that steady drip, drip, drip of defectors in the Democrat Party. The New York Times is now reporting that after that big boy press conference, the Democrat Party's wealthiest donors have frozen $90 million in contributions as long as Joe stays in the race. The party is imploding in real time, and this is what they get and what they deserve for trying to deceive the American people for so long. You'd think that the Democrats and the media would have learned their lesson after all of this, but they haven't. Joy Reid is still trying to defend this train wreck.
I think, the gaffes and mixing up names, I think for people who've been observing Joe Biden for a really long time, that's actually just normal Biden. Like, he does mix up names. Was known for gaffes. This is the joke that was always about Joe Biden is that he's the gaffe guy. So I don't know that is necessarily going to harm him in some special way. It's the fact that he had the energy, the capacity, and the ability to be normal Joe Biden, if a little more hoarse, if a little bit more, obviously older, just an older version of the Biden that we've sort of gotten used to over the years.
And it looks like Joy Reid may be the last one standing. Just this morning, it looked like Representative Clyburn, who is largely credited for Biden winning the 2020 primary, is starting to finally change his tune.
Is this the same Joe Biden that we saw 2 years ago?
Well, look, I grew up...
Is it the same Joe Biden? No.
Look, I don't care how you spin this. This is a national emergency. We are literally on the verge of World War III. Russia has invaded Ukraine. The Middle East is in flames. And who knows what's going to happen between China and Taiwan. Is Joe Biden really the guy you want answering the call at 3 a.m. when something happens? We know he doesn't even stay up past his bedtime, 8 p.m. We know he's functional during the hours of 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's straight from the White House. Honestly, I don't know how the Democrats can stand by Joe Biden. If you don't think he's fit enough to run for president again, then he is not fit enough to serve as president right now. I think we all know that. I think we can all see that. And the fact that anyone still trusts the Democrat Party, the fact that anyone still trusts the media is just absolutely mind-blowing. They have all been in on this game, on this conspiracy to cover up Joe Biden's health. It was called a conspiracy, it was called a cheap fake, and as always, the conservatives were proven right. But as always, that is just my analysis, and I would love to know yours in the comments below. Do you think the Democrats will continue their electoral death march till November, or are they going to attempt a Hail Mary? If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.